Welcome back to Sweeney Baseball here on Manchester Public Television's Channel 16. We're back here from Gill Stadium here in the Queen City for Post 2, coming up against Keene, Post number 4. Alongside Andrew Arndt, I'm Zach Johnston. A pleasure to be with you here on this Wednesday evening, just before a 6 p.m. start time here at Gill Stadium. Little Alex Rodriguez gets the mound here in their only game today, not a doubleheader, against Post 4. Keene is 6-5. Sweeney is 2-7. Andrew, they took a tough loss in their last matchup we saw here.
They did take a tough one in the last one we saw. It was kind of a game where we thought Sweeney was going to hold on, and they nearly came back, but the one thing that really came to bite them was the runs that they gave up after they made the comeback. So I think we're in for a good game today here versus Post 4 in Keene. Their 6-5 record is good, but we've seen this Sweeney team able to compete with anybody in the state here. So I think we're in for a good one today here at the world-famous Gill Stadium.
When we see Sweeney rotating a lot of their outfielders, they got Tim Evans back out there in left field, and Will Sloper plays center. And we had seen them use a combination alongside Alex Rodriguez with Pierre Mendez out in right field as well. We'll get to the starting defense momentarily. As the leadoff man for Keene is Hayden Bertolami. He's their shortstop. He'll dig in to the turf here at Gill Stadium and begin this Legion Ball matchup. Once again, Keene 6-5 towards the top of the standings in their division. Cloudy skies here in Manchester. We don't have the blaring sun.
We're not battling the sun today.
Neither is first baseman Jaden Rodriguez and first baseman Sean Callahan for Keene when we get to it, so that's not really a point of discussion, as two young Memorial Crusaders in Joe Allard and Alex Rodriguez.
Another thing I wanted to talk about was the catching change. We've seen Mason Malone back there both times we've gone on the air for this team. We see Joe Allard back there today getting the start.
Yeah, they've kind of been splitting time between the two young Memorial catchers.
We have seen Allard behind the plate before, but not starting. Mason Malone started both games we've done so far.
First pitch strike, and we're underway. Alex Rodriguez, when he starts ahead in the count, he's practically unhittable. It's just when he starts to get behind these batters, as we get fireworks going off here, as we could clearly tell.
Hope that was a firework.
That was a firework. This is July 9th, and we've got fireworks. The count is 1-1 here to Bertolami, and he'll pop this up unplayable. Wow, that was right on top of us.
That landed on top of us.
And Kyle will probably go get that. He's going to run all the way up the stairs.
Luckily, we do have the scoreboard on today. Thank you to Mike over to our left.
Did they not have it on for the prep
No, they
game?
did not.
Oh, man,
so I had to manually keep track of the count.
Isaiah is at short. He will make the play for out number 1. As I don't know where these fireworks are being shot off from, but I swear I could see it. So maybe I'm just losing.
Oh, I see the smoke out there. Kind of by
maybe
the
they're
right
being
field
shot off
pole.
by the pony field. We'll get that smoke on the camera. That's horrible videography. That you couldn't even see.
Yeah, you focus on that. I'll try to see where these are coming from.
All right. Well, this is a first pitch strike to Justin Borges.
Looking at Alex Rodriguez right now, this mound looks like it's been freshly watered. It doesn't look as dry and dusty as we saw it.
Ground ball back to Isaiah. He'll scoop that up, throw it across to Jaden for out number 2. And Sweeney looking good. Back-to-back ground outs here from Post 4. Alex ahead in the counts, dominating, getting weak outs. That's his key to success today.
This is what they need to do every time. Just honestly pound the zone. You know, I've said at this age level on summer teams like this, let your defense make plays. You've got a good defense behind you in Chris Rodriguez, Solis, Boylan, Rodriguez, followed by Evans, Sloper, and Mendez out there. So you've got a good defense behind you. Let them hit the ball. You know, you don't need 10, 11 strikeouts to be successful at this level. You just need outs.
Yeah, and the strikeouts will come on their own, and sometimes you face a team having a bad day that can't hit the ball. That's when you rack up the double-digit Ks. That one's going to be up and out.
As I was saying before, though, this mound is not looking dry and dusty as we've seen it at times this year. It looks nice and watered and fresh, and Alex Rodriguez, his front foot is not slipping whatsoever. He's really digging into that hole, so that's good to see.
Nice pitch right on the corner. Count is 2-2. Alex looking for a quick inning to start this game. Ground ball right side, base hit. got right through Boylan and Rodriguez, and that's a 2-out single for Sean Callahan.
It's just a perfect spot to put it. Nobody's getting to that ball. Perfect single right there for Sean Callahan.
Our umpires today, Kevin Bolduc behind the plate. Matt Casey is at first, and Chris Davis is at third. We got 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. 2 ground outs to Isaiah Solis, and then a base hit from Sean Callahan. Cole Garrow, the cleanup hitter, will dig in, and he'll take one for strike one.
Great pitch.
Alex has got the velo today.
It's looking like it. We've seen all kinds of velocity at this level. We've seen all kinds of control issues with velocity, but we don't see that
in the air,
today.
Right center. It's Mendez and Sloper. Will make the catch, and that's out number 3 as he'll lose the hat. But Sweeney will have a nice productive inning. 4 batters, 3 outs. No damage done, just 1 hit. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning where Sweeney will get their first at-bats of the game. Bottom of the first inning, and here we go. It's time for Tim Evans and Sweeney Baseball to kick off their side of the first inning. Tim Evans plays left field today. We'll take one inside for ball 1. On the mound is Cam Tinnan. That one hit well into center. Coming in on it and making the grab is Torin DeBrisk.
That was hit really well.
Evans got a barrel on it, but DeBrisk was right there.
Just a good positioning there for DeBrisk. He's playing well beyond that number 50, marking the 50-yard line here.
He was out deep.
Yeah, he is pretty deep out there. That might be dangerous there if Sweeney can get something to fall right in between that triangle.
Yeah, all you got to do is bloop one up the middle. Here's Pierre Mendez, and he'll take one inside for ball 1.
Look good from our angle, but each ump
we're
has
not, we're not
different
level
zone.
with the plate. We're not perfectly even with it. Fouled away. And that's,
yeah, I am kind of off a little bit here, but
if I turn my body this way, I'm level with it, but then I'm not facing the game.
Yeah.
So.
It's kind of a weird press.
It's like at Fenway
here.
when your seats are faced not where the game is.
Yeah.
1 ball, 1 strike. Right over the plate for strike 2.
The way the Sweeney team hits, I feel like we may see something fall in, I'll call the Bermuda Triangle out there.
Between shortstop, second, and center.
It's between Garrow, Bertolami, and DeBrisk out there. Short, second, and center.
1-2. And that's going to miss, and the count runs even.
Way out.
That
Same
one's
spot.
gonna miss. Yep. Full count here to Pierre Mendez, looking to be the first base runner for Sweeney today. Tinnan is looking to put him away. That one hit in the left field.
Dang.
Dying in the air for out number 2.
Yeah, I got fooled again a little bit.
Was Zach Pease, and he'll make out number 2. Yeah, the wind. There's no wind. The ball's gonna kind of die in the air today.
Yep, you're gonna really have to get it over these outfielders' heads.
Well, here's someone who gets it. Isaiah Solis, big pull hitter. That was a balk. He kind of just Isaiah wasn't even in the box, and wow, he's a quick mover.
We've seen a lot of guys at
This is
level
how
move
you
quick.
attack Isaiah, I think. Is you're a quick mover. Cam Tinnan already ready for the second pitch.
Isaiah's got to step out.
Yeah. Ground ball, base hit left field.
Doesn't matter.
He pulled it anyway down the line with a 2-out single. And you got to imagine, where would this team be without him?
Yeah, Solis just said, I don't care how quick you work. I'm a better hitter than you are, pitcher. And he just burnt one down the third base line right by Grayson Yergau for the first base runner for this game for Sweeney.
Early in the game, yeah, it's a tough play to even have to try to make. Moving quick on Jaden. He'll miss outside. We had a game, I think it was me and Kyle, Sweeney game last year where it was Brett Bennington and then someone else. That one hit well to right, but he hit it directly at him. Another well-hit ball to end this inning for Sweeney as Justin Borges will pull that in for out number 3. So a quick first inning. We'll head to the second. Still 0-0. Top of the second inning underway. First pitch, strike 1 from Alex. And, man, has he been working early in the counts and getting ahead.
Yes, he has. He's done a great job of that so far.
Oh,
Hello.
wow. Fouled right back at us.
What, it hit me right in the face. That was perfectly at me. directly at my eye level. I wish I had my glove on me.
He strikes him out swinging. Down
that
goes
was just
Henry Hartwell for out number 1.
great at bat there for Rodriguez. Technical difficulties, my favorite.
1 out. That one's off the corner. I think that might be his first batter.
Oh, here we go.
Three balls, no strikes.
There we go.
That's a good battery. There we go.
Sorry for the technical difficulties here, battery issues, as
It happens.
Rodriguez kind of struggling in this at-bat here, 3-0.
This kid's moving in. He's really close to the plate. This is number 16, Torin DeBrisk. He's got 1 out after he struck out Hartwell.
He's up in the box a lot.
Pulls this down the line. Foul. It was close.
Good job by Rodriguez to work all the way back.
I was umping last night, and a ball barely clipped the bag for a fair ball, and the coach didn't believe me.
No matter where it hits on the bag.
Exact same thing with home plate. Same thing with home plate. If you hit home plate and then it rolls fair, it's fair ball.
We had one in the prep game where I thought it hit home plate, and the umpire said that it didn't, and it hit the foot. So it was kind of a weird play. But
Well, that's a good play by Alex.
Good job by Rodriguez to work all the way back.
Getting weak contact right back at him for out number 2. And that's been the tail of the game here so far, weak contact. 2 outs, and this will bring up Zach Pease. He's the right fielder. He's the left fielder, not the right fielder. The right fielder is Justin Borges, and he already hit. That one's a rocket. Alex got a little cut action.
Yep.
On his fastball.
A little bit more of a cutter than a fastball.
He also throws
for some
splitter.
pitchers, that's just natural.
Just off the corner.
Some guys, it's a natural cutter. We don't see a ton of guys that throw real complete four seams that are just ride fastballs. We see a lot of arm side run and a lot of cut on these guys as that one lands below us. Allard, God, he nearly collided with the on-deck.
Why would you go catch that, Joe? That's a foul ball. That's such a Joe Allard thing to do, though.
And he nearly collided.
I mean that as a compliment. That is such a Joe Allard thing to do.
He nearly just collided.
Oh, my goodness. 1-2. Alex looking to have another quick inning. Here's the pitch. He puts him away. Swing and a miss from Zach Pease, and that will do it for the top of the second inning. That went quick. We had our own little difficulties up here, but it didn't look like Alex had any down there. So it'll be time for the second time for Sweeney to get the bats going, bottom of the second inning, and they'll have Chris Rodriguez due up. Third baseman Chris Rodriguez will lead off the bottom of the second inning, and he is probably their hottest hitter, Andrew, if not him or Isaiah, but these guys have been swinging the bat well in this middle of the lineup.
Absolutely. I would say it's absolutely between him and Isaiah, but it's been a kind of a short sample size here that we've seen, so it's kind of tough to...
Well, Chris down in an 0-2 hole with the quick-moving Timon, and that will bounce.
I told you, these guys got to learn to just step out of the box every once in a while, slow him down. Don't let him speed you up. That's what you got to do as a hitter.
That's up.
Slow the pitcher down. Play at your pace. It's your box. That's what, if I were to say one thing to these hitters, that's what I would say. It's just make him slow down. Yeah. Don't let him speed you up.
And Chris is fighting here. He's taken 2 pitches and then fouled that one back. So he has not gone down easy. It's still a 1-2 count. Tinnon in the driver's seat. Here's the pitch. He strikes him out swinging. He got him chasing outside, and that'll be out number 1.
Just a really good pitch outside.
He was on time with that, though.
Yep.
He didn't even, he might feel like he's looking silly on that, but he honestly just looked like he swung and missed at an outside slider. He
just reached out for it.
Yeah, and that's, he battled that at-bat. That's still a very productive at-bat. Here's Alex. That's a ball. He checked his swing, did not go, and the pitch missed, so it's 1-0. Tinnen ready to go. Here it is. Popped up. Shallow outfield. Long run, Andrew, for DeBrisk, but he made the play, and that's out number 2. He didn't hit it hard enough. Andrew, you think if he hit that maybe a little less high, do you think he would have came in and had a chance for that?
That would have dropped if he kind of got under it a little too much.
Yeah, he got under it too much. That should have been what I said.
If he hit the middle bottom part of the baseball, it kind of would have backspun and dropped in there, but he just straight up hit the bottom, and that just stays up.
First pitch way outside from Tinnen to Ryan Boylan. That one down. Already 2 outs as the Rodriguez brothers go down back-to-back.
I mean, yeah, Tinnen's working really quick.
That's going to skip away. 3-0 to Boylan, who, Andrew, he walks.
Yep.
He gets on base.
Boylan's going to take his lap around the dirt here.
He walks. I don't think we've seen a hit from him yet. I'm sure he has a few. But we've seen him walk a lot. Here's the 3-0. That's strike 1. Boylan, you just got to punch that down the line. He's another guy who should be the power pull guy replacement in the Memorial lineup for Solis. In the air, foul. He pulled it, but didn't get any barrel on it as Yorgao couldn't
kind of just fought that off.
But I'm really thinking that him and Isaiah have similar swings where everything is just on a line and pull. Chris Rodriguez does that too, but his swing goes a little bit lower. He should be gap shot power. Full count, tips it, and it could not be corralled by Hartwell, and that's going to keep the at-bat alive.
Another good fight-off pitch there on full count.
Now, him and Chris have had productive at-bats. This inning may go quickly for Sweeney, but they had productive at-bats, and then Alex, just missed his on a pop-out. Payoff, here it is. That's ball 4.
That's close, but home plate umpire Kevin Bolduck says no, and Ryan Boylan's on with a walk.
Boylan takes the free pass, and here's Joe Allard. And honestly, I really think that Tinnen can just fire in 3 pitches. If Joe doesn't call time, he's going to get out quick in this at-bat. I have confidence in Joe, but I think just by the way Tinnen has been pitching, he's just going to – Boylan's going to go. Here's the throw. He is in there. Stolen base for Boylan. They're trying to get a runner in scoring position.
I like that call.
I like that call, too. I mean, that's their first guy they've had on base. Haven't seen Henry Hartwell's arm.
First pitch, too. Why not?
And Boylan got a great jump. Well, look at that. So now runner in scoring position for Joe. A much different situation than before. And now Tinnen's got to be – now Tinnen's down in the count here.
Now he's got to be really careful with where he puts this next pitch, because if he puts it in the wheelhouse here for Allard, they're going to go down 1-0.
That's ball 3, 3-0. Joe, I'm giving you the green light on anything you can score this run on. If you think you can put this down on the ground in the outfield, take a hack. Tinnen's 3-0. Ball 4, he walked him.
Back to back.
This is not what Cam Tinnen wants. Back-to-back walks with 2 outs and a big spot for Will Sloper. If Will can come through here, it's going to be hard to take him out of the lineup again. He's going to be in the lefty batter's box, pull something down that right field line, and that will for sure score 2 runs and give Sweeney the driver's seat with Alex on the mound. First pitch, Sloper will foul that back. I haven't seen a Will at bat in a while.
We have not. It's been more Alex Rodriguez out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of those two will be in center field and at the bottom of the lineup. 0-1 to Sloper. In the air, left field. This could sit. This could sit. It will. It gets down and rolls by Pease. Here comes Boylan. He'll score. Allard will have to go back to third as that ball was out of play. Will Sloper coming up clutch.
A fantastic piece of hitting. That is hitting the ball where it was pitched. That ball was on the outside corner. Sloper as a lefty took it to left field. I knew as soon as he hit it that ball was going to drop. Zach Pease had a good run, but he was never getting there.
Will Sloper,
just perfect.
RBI double. And here's Tim Evans, who crushed the ball earlier. He hits this in the air down the right field line in foul territory. Long run, play made. Sean Callahan taking the Gill Stadium mile trip into foul territory to collect out number 3. Will Sloper bringing home the first run of the ball game, and it's 1-0 Sweeney heading into the third. The third inning will begin with Sweeney on top 1-0 thanks to a Will Sloper RBI double. First pitch, swing and a miss.
That and the sun coming out.
Grayson Yergau takes a healthy hack at the first pitch he sees from Alex Rodriguez.
You're now battling the sun.
Yeah, the sun's come out. That's going to miss the corner.
Which means the sunglasses have gone on.
Same with me, although I've kept them on. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch to Yurgau, the post number 4 third baseman. Will have a little weak dribbler to Jaden. Jaden has a foot race. Will make the tag right in front of the bag.
That's a smart play. You know, we kind of looked at the bag and realized that it was going to be closer than he thought. So just get right in the baseline, tag him.
You want to talk about weak contact? I think that's the definition of it.
That was indeed weak contact. That was okay.
On the corner for a strike.
Tinnin, the lefty hitter, righty pitcher.
Yeah, that's strange. This normally would be the other way around. That'll miss.
It is usually the other way around.
Yeah.
You're right.
Well, I don't know. Maybe lefty hitters are valuable. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wow. All right. Just a bit outside.
Tried the corner and missed.
You know, we would not be in this situation without this guy right here. Will Sloper. I'm going to zoom on him in center field. He looks like, what is he doing? Oh, he was like looking at his hand. I thought he was looking at his phone. At first I thought it was like a positioning card they use in MLB. That's down the line and foul. He hit that well, though. I thought Will was looking at one of those positioning cards. And I was like, what?
Yeah, Tinnin got a good piece of that.
I was like, they don't have those. Yeah, he definitely hit that well. The count is 2-2.
Those cards you just mentioned are one of the most valuable pieces of the college game, though. Really, really
Heads
valuable.
Up. That's into the stands. I can see why, though. I mean, it's a revolutionary part of the game.
They change games. You know, at Coastal Carolina, we've made plays because of the positioning on that card.
Definitely.
And if we hadn't changed position, those plays wouldn't have been made. So those cards are really just a staple of how hard these coaching staff in Division I baseball works.
On the ground to second. Boylan will make the play. Throw will pull him off. He tagged him. How do you throw off the first baseman from that close? That's out number 2 thanks to Jaden. Nearly an error from RB over there at second base.
That could have been way worse. He's trying to say that he was safe. He's going to stand on the
bag. And here comes the manager.
No, you can't do that if you were called out. You get called safe. You stay on the bag until the review's done. But if you're called out, you can't stand on the bag. That's a bad look.
Let's crank it up. I had a moment like this. I had the mic on. Kyle had the. I can't hear this.
No, we cannot.
We don't have the mics on them like I had the mic on me, so we just have an outside. Yeah, he's still out.
Yeah, no,
that was a friendly acknowledgement there from the base umpire.
You want to stand.
We're not going to have any screaming matches here, unfortunately. He just wanted clarification on the call, but I think that took longer because he was all the way at third.
You want to stand kind of close to the dugout, that's fine, but you can't stand on the bag if you get called out. That shouldn't happen.
Yeah, I could see why you would think that. I just don't think he was really thinking about it that much. I think he just was told to stand there. That's a strike.
That was a great pitch.
Or maybe he just straight up didn't get tagged, and maybe he just didn't see it, and they're not making a huge deal out of it. Because at the end of the day, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
There's 2 outs here in the top of the third. Sweeney leads Keene 1-0. That looked good. Just missed 2-1.
Good spot.
I don't know if that noise came through, but I went, wow. I thought that was going to be there.
Yeah, that was a good spot for sure. Just a little low.
Big swing and a miss.
Rodriguez.
This is Hayden Bertolami back to the top of the lineup here for post number 4.
Alex Rodriguez is
only
hucking
one hit.
This ball.
Only one hit through their first time through the order. Just off the corner. That was a good frame by Joe. That was a good frame. That must have missed by like half an inch. But Joe made that pitch look a lot better than I guess it did. Here's the full count. Here it comes. And he fouls that back.
Onto the roof.
Couldn't hear it. Whenever there's a foul ball back here, most of the time I'll pause my delivery to see if I can hear the ball clanking around behind me just to see.
Huge payoff pitch for Rodriguez here.
On the ground, Solis doesn't quite charge it, makes a hard throw to first base in time for out number 3. This defense has been clean here, Andrew, and it's been a lot of Isaiah at short. It's worked out pretty well for them so far. Back to Sweeney at bat when we come back in the bottom of the third inning. Bottom of the third, Pierre Mendez will be the leadoff man here for post number 2 as they look to extend their 1-0 lead. But Andrew, it's a rarity. They have an early lead in a baseball game here.
And this game,
that hit him. Got him in the back, and that's a free base to start the inning.
I was gonna say, Sweeney's gotten 2 free passes in this game. That's what I was gonna say, and make it 3 with the hit by a pitch.
Here's Jaden. He'll come up. He crushed one. But that got caught in right field as
Yeah, you got a good piece.
this
of that.
era, it's not suitable for crushing the baseball. It's suitable for what Will Sloper did. Just put the ball down the line, score some runs. Tinnen's pitch. Another one hit well, but too high. Into deep left center field, but coming over to make the catch is DeBrisk for out number 1. It's probably deeper than you'd think.
Yep.
By how deep it actually is out there in center field. So, more a routine fly out.
You got a good piece of that, just a little.
That was Isaiah.
too high.
I called him Jaden. I totally meant to say Isaiah. And he had a base hit earlier, so my apologies. I completely messed that up. Jaden's up now. I don't know how I missed that. Pierre's taking off. That's a pop-up.
On the roof. Ready?
Wow. We could probably go get that one.
Yep.
Well, I apologize for mixing up Isaiah and Jaden. They're right next to each other in the order, but you'd think I should be able to know the difference because I played with one. Although I have played with both of them. I have played with Jaden. Here's the 0-1. That one hit well left field. Coming in and, he missed it! Pease missed it! It's going to roll to the fence!
Second time he's misplayed.
They got to wave around Pierre. He will come around to score. Another double from Sweeney, and it is 2-0.
That's the second time in this game there's been a fly ball to left field. And both times, Zach Pease has been unsuccessful at catching it. The first time, a little different, perfectly hit ball that we all knew was dropping. This time, he definitely could have gotten there, but Rodriguez hit that ball well, driving the second run of this game.
Well, that's what happens when you miss a ball at Gill Stadium. You're not just going to have it die in the grass like you would at really any other field. That thing's just going to keep going.
Learned that the hard way.
Swing and miss, me too, from Chris Rodriguez. Well, how about have it going through your legs down the first base line?
Oh, yeah.
That will just roll forever.
That one won't stop till it hits the fence.
No, it won't. Or missing a pick and it just rolls forever. Another one popped up. Tough
Let's
play.
See. Oh,
he caught it. Nice catch by Henry Hartwell. He puts down Chris. Chris is now 0 for 2. That was an angle only the camera could see, as I can't see over that.
I really had to lean out there, but I could see him catch that. The really unpopular F2 on the scorecard there.
Back up the middle and a base hit. Alex will extend the inning. They're going to wave around. Jaden's going to have a play at the plate. Corvos waved him. He's safe. And it's 3-0.
That's a great slide by Rodriguez, too. You know, he kind of stuttered around third because you're never going to really send him there. But center fielder Torrin DeBrisk misplayed the ball, and Corvos.
That was a great send by Corvos.
Absolutely. He kept his eye on him the entire time, also why base coaches are so important. He kept his eye on him. The late send, Rodriguez dives into the plate in this game. It's 3-0.
Oh, that one popped up. Oh, right on top of us again.
I thought
you
that
moved
ball
like it hit you. Your whole body shook.
I was watching Henry Hartwell to see if he was going to make a play, and I was trying to see where it landed. Landed right on top of me.
One strike to Boylan. Alex takes off, pitches high, throw is
safe.
Late, and he is in there with a stolen base.
Got to update the scorecard here real quick.
3-0 Sweeney Post. Alex Rodriguez bringing home Jaden.
Great start to this game for
Post
Sweeney.
number 4's outfield's had a tough time of it here at Gill. Boylan, line shot caught. Boylan robbed again. A tough one for him as Cole Garrow will snag that for out number 3. But the damage has been done. Sweeney extends their lead. We'll head to the 4th inning, 3-0. Top of the 4th inning, Sweeney has a 3-0 lead here on post number 4. And this guy is someone to thank. He drove in the 3rd run of the game and has been killing it on the mound.
Absolutely.
Alex Rodriguez.
Looking at these 10 batters that he's faced here, in
That's a
3
ground
innings.
ball. Rodriguez will scoop that up, throw it across the diamond. You can add
11
that.
batters.
You can add that to your sheet there, Andrew, for out number 1. Please continue.
Just giving up 1 hit here through 3 innings. Just the 1 single with the 2 strikeouts and a couple of ground outs and fly outs in between. So he has really done a nice job of making this Keene offense work for everything.
First. On the ground, off the glove of Solis and into left
that might
field.
buy him an extra bag.
We'll see if he takes the turn and goes.
No, he's running kind of slow and didn't take the best turn. I thought that might have.
Callahan has had his number. Sorry. Callahan, yeah, what is he, 2 for 2 now? He hit the first hit.
Yeah, that's going to be another single, too. That's
right off the glove of Isaiah, and he really wants that one back because he's been so good at shortstop today.
That was a hard play either way. I feel like even if he dove and made that play, he wasn't going to make that throw.
Swing and a miss from Cole Garrow. These guys, they've been swinging and missing a lot, Andrew. The whiff percentage here from little Alex on the mound has been great.
He has gotten the swing and miss a ton.
Another one. He blew it right by him. These guys can't not catch up to Alex Rodriguez's primary pitch.
Just overpowering them, this Keene offense.
Will he go with the secondary? He goes right back to it. It is launched way out of play.
And
but that
into
thing
the parking
was
lot
destroyed.
On somebody's windshield.
How do you go from that behind on it to
Yeah.
hitting it that deep into the parking lot?
I mean, if he was on time with that ball might have been out of here.
Yeah.
Because that went over the bullpen mound and hit that second tree out there. So I feel like if he had pulled his hands inside and been on time, at least it would have been to the track.
Yeah.
Maybe not gone because that's such a high fence, but he got a good piece of that.
Checked his swing. Back-to-back waste pitches there from Alex. Now he's back in an even count from being up 0-2. But you can't keep throwing pitches over the middle, even if it's 0-2 and you're trying to strike him out, when he hits an absolute ballistic missile in the foul territory. Oh, he puts him away with a slider on the corner. How the mighty have fallen as he hit that one so far, and now he goes down looking.
That was gross.
That's baseball. Cole Garrow, he caught the liner from Boylan last inning. Hits one so far, now Boylan's like, that's the taste of your own medicine.
That was some nasty stuff right there by Alex Rodriguez.
Ground ball, right side, Boylan ranging over, makes the play, and down goes Hartwell, and that's out number 3. Sweeney is cruising here, Andrew. This has been their best game so far this year. They'll look to extend their 3-0 lead when we come back in the bottom of the 4th. Joe Allard will be the leadoff man this inning here for Sweeney, as they have a 3-0 lead here on post 4, and he'll take one downstairs for ball 1. He walked earlier, Andrew, that helped kickstart that big inning.
He did, and he's been really good.
Whoa!
Oh, good Lord.
We had the same reaction as he did. He just hit the deck there. He just went bam.
Makes me stop my sentence. I was going to say, he's also been pretty good behind the plate. He's not missed really much competitive pitches, as we've seen some catchers miss strikes somehow. I'll never understand that one.
Alex has been good on that. He's 3-0. He might walk again, as Cam Tinnan has struggled to hit the zone. Oh, yeah, that's a leadoff walk. We'll see how long they keep him in, Andrew, as they had someone warming up in their bullpen when they were at bat last inning. We couldn't catch who it was.
We might, we're going to get a mound visit.
Yep, and that might be it. Oh, no, yep. Is he coming out? Catcher's going to talk. They're not going to take a visit. I believe this is just Henry Hartwell having a chat with his pitcher here. Obviously after 4 pitches.
Yeah, 4-0 walk. You never really want that. But I don't think they're going to take him out quite yet. I see the coach standing on.
Is there someone standing next to him that could come in to pitch? 13?
Yeah, there is.
Well,
but I don't think he's going to go in. That is Dylan DiPietro. DiPietro.
I remember Kyle was like, that's what it is. Well, he'll stay out there for the 9-hitter Will Sloper, who had the RBI double that broke this thing open when he was last up back in the 2nd inning. He'll take ball 1. Throw over, gets away.
Here we go.
And now Joe
it's going to roll out. It
will take second base.
That doesn't matter. It's going to roll out.
What matters, it's still a free base.
It does matter, absolutely, but it's just he could have gone first to third there. I feel like if this field was more wide and didn't have a fence that made it out of play. But either way, moving up to second with no outs. 5 straight balls also from Cam Tinnan. Something to keep an eye on. That was also his 4th free, 3rd walk.
Sloper has a chance to bring in yet another run here. It's kind of like deja vu.
6 in a row.
Oh, yeah, he can still put it down the left field line and get Joe in to score. Nobody out.
I want to say this is a hitter's count, but I don't know. No, it's not. It's 3 out.
What made Will's hit even bigger is that, Andrew, there were 2 outs, and they struggled to get runners around in their last game in big spots. And it took putting Will Sloper in the lineup to get that run to come around.
You giving Sloper the green light here?
No, I want runners on
neither.
base for the top of the order. He hasn't been throwing strikes at all. Why swing? He hadn't thrown a strike all inning.
Yeah,
if this was Isaiah, yeah.
That
Will's
was 7 in a
the
row.
9 hitter, even though he's an RBI. That's not
7
3-0
in a
green
row,
light
and
status.
that was a good take.
Exactly. And that's when you take a big swing like that. Although he kind of pulled his whole body out.
Yeah, he kind of pulled away from that instead of pulling himself in towards the ball, generating power. But this is a huge pitch here. Interesting one as well.
3-2. Here it comes. He puts him away, and that's big for Tinnan. As for some reason, I keep wanting to call him the wrong last name because there's a kid at Manchester Little League with a very similar last name, and I'm not calling him that. This is Cam Tinnan, and he's been pitching solid. He's been having some command problems, but now there's 1 out. Allard is on second.
That was really good by Tinnan.
That's down the line, way out of play.
3 uncompetitive pitches for balls, and then gets all the way back to get the strikeout. He had struggled in this inning and with his command a little bit, but that was mature. He easily could have just thrown that ball way over and taken himself out of this game, but he trusted himself, trusted his skill set, and got back for the strikeout. So I'll give him all the credit in the world for that one. That was a good job.
He's got 1 out. Allard at second. Evans got to pull one here. He popped out. He had some weak contact. He started with the hard contact, then he popped out to kind of end what could have been a Sweeney 2-out rally. Now he's got a chance to bring home Allard at second with 1 out. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Into center field, shallow. That's going to drop.
I'm not sure why Allard waited more on that. He didn't
think that DeBrisc would be so deep, but Andrew, now that plays we were talking about how shallow he was. Now that's playing against him.
Absolutely. I knew that it would come into effect eventually, and that also wasn't just like a weak piece of contact that dropped. That was a well-hit ball that kind of just sank and dropped right in front of Torrin Dobrisky.
A little floater. That will drop! Getting over the head of Bartolome, and that will score Joe Allard, and Sweeney's up 4-0. Pierre with the RBI.
Great piece of hitting there.
Just floating it over Bartolome's head. That may do it here for Tinnan. They're going to keep him in. Wow. Evans is at second. There's Mendez at first, 1 out, and we're waiting on Solis as he was delayed in putting on his accessories or batting gloves or whatever.
Oh, yeah. He's got the batting glove. He's got the armbands. He's got the oven mitt in his back pocket. He's got everything.
We got 1 out. Off the plate. Not the guy you want to see. Isaiah can take Tinnan out of this game.
I have a weird feeling this might be the last inning that we see out of Cam Tinnan.
With 1 out. That's going to miss, and it's 2-0. Yeah, he's not leaving anything over the plate here. We may see bases juiced for J-Rod, which is also not a good sight. And that may be, a new pitcher coming in. So yeah, Isaiah will take a hack at one, late on it, fouling it into the stands. He was not going to let that pitch go by him, regardless of the count.
Never like 4-pitch walks anyway. I want a pitch to hit.
He's going to always a power pull hitter. Whatever he's going to hit is going to be on the left side. And he drives in runs. That's up high. Or he walks because pitchers are afraid to throw to him.
Speaking of runs, all 4 RBIs for Sweeney so far are by 4 different players. Pierre Mendez, Jaden Rodriguez, Alex Rodriguez, and Will Sloper with those RBIs.
Threatening to load the bases. He pops this up
that
right
might be trouble
center.
as well.
That one's a long run and will drop. Isaiah
Wow.
goes opposite field with a single into right center, dropping in front of DeBrisc. But, Andrew, the base is still loaded with 1 out for J-Rod.
And what you just said, not a good sight whatsoever here for...
Oh, man. Tinnan is going to stay in this baseball game A ground ball gets them out of this. We know Jaden is not fast. Isaiah's not fast either. Pierre and Evans are quick, though. So we'll see if they can get a double play and sort of limit the damage. First pitch.
I got it.
Right off our window. Look at that. That's the second one. Open it. Why not?
That could have been.
It's honestly not. We could open the windows.
That was in my hands or stopping my heart.
Let's do it. Let's do it for the 5th inning on. We're going to open
Sure.
these windows. It's not super hot out. We can't move this big one.
Yeah, sure. I'll open that. I mean, that would have been right in my hands, literally. I wouldn't have had to move. That would have been in my arms.
We can honestly open this one, too. I know how to do it. It's just a
massive pain.
It's a pain. And then all the things on the table would have to
Oh,
fly
we'd have
off.
to move it all.
Well, I had this open for all the soccer games, and there's literally, it's so hard to pull this thing up and then
it's
latch
awful.
it up here. Well, to get back onto the baseball game, Tinnen is ahead 0-2 on Jaden.
It's just any way get a run in for Jaden here.
Oh,
Heads
he ropes
up.
that one right behind Corvos for a hard strike. As Jaden Rodriguez has the bases loaded and a chance to blow this open for Sweeney. They lead by 4 with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Just any way to get this run in for Rodriguez.
Up the middle,
That'll
DeBris
do.
coming in, that's a base hit. Evans will score. Mendez is being held at third, and Jaden keeps the party going with an RBI single.
Make that 4 singles in a row.
This has got to be the best Sweeney's offense has looked all year.
And now a 5th. Nope, excuse me. Jaden Rodriguez has his 2nd RBI of the game.
Here is Chris, bases loaded, 1 out.
They're just going station to station here.
Tinnen staying in this game. Rodriguez fouls that back
tipped it.
barely. He just missed it. Now, well, more just barely got a piece of it than just missed it. 5-0. Chris represents the 9th run for Sweeney here if he can get himself around to score.
Ducking out of the way
up,
of that
up in
one.
the personal area of the upper body for ball 2. Right up at the face. No one wants to get hit up
That's
there at
always
all.
scary.
The pitch is thrown over the
Really?
middle. DeBrisk is backing up. This should bring in a run. Mendez will tag. Isaiah's going to third as well. He's chugging hard.
That was a good throw, though.
It's good base running, good throw. Good execution there for Chris, bringing in run number 6, 2 outs.
Sack fly will do the job.
Whoa! Isaiah did not tag up at second base. They're calling him out. They are calling him out. I saw him running hard to third. They are saying that he did not tag up. And that's going to be out number 3.
Must have missed that because I was watching every single base, and
Does that run score?
yeah.
The run will score. I think they're double checking that here, but that's a tough end to a great inning for Sweeney. Well, it should be 6-0. A tough end, but still a productive inning for Sweeney Post. We'll come back for the 5th.
Back for the top of the 5th inning here from Gill Stadium. Andrew Arndt with you. Zach Johnson had to step out for a moment as Alex Rodriguez works in to an 0-2 count early. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Alex Rodriguez really cruising here for Sweeney. He has done a fantastic job on this pitcher's mound so far tonight. Already in the top of the 5th inning here, and a big part of that is due to Alex. Just off the corner here to Zach Pease, who has had trouble so far in left field in this game. He's misplayed a few balls out there. Rodriguez delivers strike 1 for a 1-1 count with 1 out. Rodriguez hoping to get another quick inning here, make quick work of Keene, as that's what he's doing there with strike 2. Rodriguez gets his sign from Allard, delivers, swing and a miss, strike 3, second strikeout of the inning for Rodriguez, and he is still working very quick in this game. 2 quick outs. As Grayson Yergal, a third baseman, coming up here for Keene post 4, hoping to at least draw a walk or get on base somehow to slow Alex Rodriguez down, but nobody's doing that as Alex delivers another strike over the plate. Rodriguez in the early contention for player of the game as that one just missed for ball one. As I was saying, Rodriguez in contention for player of the game with the way that he is pitching as he delivers that one just over the inside corner for strike two, and Rodriguez in a great spot here. 1-2 count, 2 outs. The payoff pitch, fouled back. He'll do it again. Rodriguez, as Zach Johnson steps back into the booth here, has done just a fantastic job here on the mound as he's still in a huge spot. 1-2, just high for ball two. Keene's got to find a way of getting something done here. They are scoreless through nearly 5 innings as Rodriguez inside corner, strike three, and he is cruising. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning where Sweeney still leads 5-0. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Bottom of the 5th, Sweeney back at bat. I'm back here alongside Ninja Roaring on Manchester Public Television. It's a pleasure to be with you all today. Sweeney has had themselves their best game of the year so far. They lead 5-0. First pitch, ripped left field, base hit for Alex Rodriguez. How about this kid having a day?
I was just raving about him on the mound as he comes right back in after getting 3 strikeouts in the last inning. Comes in and gets a base hit single, and 5 of the last 6 at-bats have resulted in singles for this Sweeney offense. Zach was saying earlier, this is easily the best we've seen this offense look so far this season.
Helps when they've been backed by a spectacular pitching performance as well.
Absolutely.
0-1 to Boylan, who got robbed by a lining one to Garrow last time he was up. That's ball one. Count evens up.
See if Boylan can get something here. He got walked earlier and lined out to second base.
Alex taking off. Pitch is low. Throw is late, and he's got himself another stolen base.
Second of the game for him as he was he got the RBI in the 3rd inning, actually. I was going to say he scored. He got the RBI.
1-2 count. The pitch was low, but it was at the bottom of the zone. Boylan with a chance to bring in Alex. Off speed, too high, and the count is 2-2.
DiPietro really kind of struggling, I guess, here. He got Alex first pitch swing for the single and then 2-2 since then.
Wow, that one moved.
Can't land that breaking ball.
That breaking ball broke a lot, though. That was impressive.
Yeah, that was a curveball that just kind of stayed up a little bit. But he's got to be careful. If that ball stays up in the strike zone, it's going to get hit hard.
Especially by this kid right here. Boylan will ground this to Bartolome at short. He'll run Alex back. There's not going to run. Yeah. Alex will stay at second.
He was trying to do the same distraction maneuver we saw. I forget which game it was.
I remember that.
He was hoping for Sean Callahan to either misplay the ball or come off the bag for some reason. There was no chance he was ever going to actually try to take third.
1 out, and this will be Joe Allard, who has, walked twice?
Correct.
Yeah, he's been on base twice today. It's the Sweeney starting catcher.
Nearly hit in the head as well.
Seriously, big swing and a miss for strike one. He's got to have a little bit of a shorter swing here, but he's got the bigger stature of someone who can be power and contact kind of guy. Hard hit balls.
Hitting in that 8 hole.
Yeah. That's a balk.
Yeah,
that's a balk.
That would be a balk.
Alex will take
is gonna go to third. He planted, and the ball did not move out of his hand.
Joe wanted to time. Umpire did not give it to him, and so DiPietro stopped his motion, his momentum and his motion, and that will
never assume
90 feet quicker, closer, not quicker, foul back, 90. Well, quicker, yeah, that could still work. 90 feet closer is Alex Rodriguez over there at third.
Just can never assume at this level, just because you see that hand go up by the batter doesn't mean the time's always going to be granted. We've seen that a couple times where batters ask for time and do not get it.
That is it's off our window. It's the one we don't have open. We've got one of them open. The other one's whole. We have
what is it, 4 in this game?
That's got to be the 4th. You could see that on the video.
Yep.
Joe nearly hit the camera. 0-2. And he puts him away swinging. That's going to be out number 2.
I want to catch one eventually.
It'll bring up Will with a runner on third. Yeah.
I would like to catch one.
So we thought it was 6-0. Turns out Isaiah being called out for not tagging up at second took Chris's sac fly off the board.
That's a weird one.
So Pierre was the run that scored. They actually took that run off because Isaiah did not tag up at second. So here is Sloper with 2 outs. Alex is on third, and that's a big Will Sloper swing for strike 1.
Sloper with the double in the second inning and then went down swinging in the fourth.
Big double. That broke this game open. Will hit one in the air. Shallow right center. Long run. Colliding is the center fielder and second baseman. Oh, man, that's not a good sight to see as Torton DeBrisk caught the worst end of a short shoulder bump with Cole Garrow. He's back up on his feet. We're going to take a quick intermission. When we come back, it'll be time for the 6th inning here on Hampshire Public Television. It's 5-0 Sweeney. The new pitcher for post number 4, Dylan DiPietro, will be the leadoff hitter in his first at-bat against Alex Rodriguez. Now, if Keene was to get something productive going, I think it would be from a guy who Alex hasn't faced yet.
Yeah, I mean, this is, wow, looking at my score sheet here, Cam Tin only got 1 at-bat. So this would be his second at-bat, and it's...
Yeah, that's the bottom of their order.
Alex Rodriguez has just been moving.
Wheeling and dealing as we're already in the 6th inning.
Just over an hour into this ball game.
That's 3 straight balls. When he starts to mislocate, Andrew, it's hard for him to get back to where he was before. He shoves really hard against Alvern and then struggled in the final inning. He ended up going the complete game. That's a swing and a miss. We won 3-2. We were up 3-0 heading into the 7th, and he battled a little bit toward the end. We got the win.
Yeah,
but
that's all that matters.
Alex tends when he starts mislocating later in the innings. He's
Good
back
pitch.
there right on the corner for strike 2. And the count is full.
Good pitch there.
And he walked him. Missed the corner. The count won't run full. The count was just full. That's a walk for Dylan DiPietro coming right into the game and getting on base, Andrew. So the new guy getting on base. That's got to kickstart something here.
Alex Rodriguez's first walk of this game.
Yep.
The top of the 6th inning.
He's given up just 1 hit and 1 walk here.
2 hits.
2 hits.
Both by Sean Callahan.
Yes, that's right. As that barely got off Isaiah's glove. That's right. He's going to throw over, and that's going to be unsuccessful. Sweeney up 5-0. Zach Johnston, Andrew Martin here from Gill Stadium on Hampshire Public Television. A hard hit.
Here we go.
And a hard thrown ball. On to second for 1. Boylan on to first, and that's going to be a fielder's choice.
Yeah, a little too slow.
Yeah, they didn't turn it quite quick enough. Out number 1, fielder's choice, as Bartolome grounds into a force out at second, as DiPietro will go back to the bench and get ready to come out for the bottom of the 6th inning. Back out on the mound, as this will be Justin Borges. He's up with 1 out and a runner on first.
He's grounded out to Isaiah Solis and Ryan Boylan in this game, so hoping to get on base here.
First pitch strike. Alex right back at starting early, getting ahead early. You find that your life just becomes so much easier when you're doing that on the mound. You're getting ahead early. You're not falling behind. You're not forced to throw pitches you don't want to throw. I mean, when you start ahead, it's just all the momentum goes into your way. Runner takes off, pitch fouled back. Yeah, not close enough.
Dang it. I want to catch one up here.
We're gonna. I think we're gonna.
Eventually.
We're definitely gonna. Oh, we got all summer. I mean, it's still early July, mid-July. We've got all summer for this.
Oh, yeah. It'll be good
when do you go back to Coastal?
Middle of August.
Middle of August. My moving day is, I think, the 22nd. So
That's right. You're in college. Now you're making me feel old.
Ground ball right side. Jaden's going to make the play at second.
Nope.
No. Safe everywhere. Not a lot of communication there from the right side of Sweeney's infield.
So another fielder's choice, but it doesn't result in an out.
No, that's strange. I think he beat that out. There was no play to be made at first. I think I'd rule that. It doesn't really matter what we think, so. 1 out. Sean Callahan, who's been on fire today, pitches off. Andrew, if he puts one into the gap, scores these 2 runs, gets into scoring position. All of a sudden, it could be 5-2, maybe 5-3.
It's a different game for sure.
Exactly. Alex got to be careful here, but he's got a 5-run cushion. It's not like one hit could ruin his whole outing. Big swing and a miss there. Callahan wanted that outside pitch. Couldn't get it.
Yeah, good swing, just little too far.
1 ball, 1 strike. Runners at first and second. Ground ball, first base. Past the diving Rodriguez into right field for Mendez. Runner being waved around. Here's the throw. It's going to get cut off by Allard. Throw down to third. Scooped by Rodriguez.
That
Safe.
was nearly trouble.
That's a great pick by Chris. And that's a single advancing on the throw. Callahan crushing it off Alex. And Keene is on the board. It's a 5-1 baseball game.
Good piece of hitting right there. Put it right by the diving Jaden Rodriguez. And now we've got 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out for Cole Garrow.
If you're Sweeney, you got to do everything to try to win this game. You can't leave Alex out there just because you don't want to have to use any more pitching. Pull the plug if you need to. Oh, it's by Allard. That's exactly what you didn't need to have happen. And we were praising Joe. He's been great all day, and that one just got by him. 5-2, and that's a free base, a free run for a team that has done practically nothing on offense.
Can't have a pass ball there.
No. That wasn't even a wild pitch. It was just straight up off Allard's glove. Here's the 1-0. As a pitcher, if you can't trust your catcher will catch an easy pitch, I mean, that's got to make your life a lot harder. Nothing against Joe. It's just that this is making it harder on a pitcher who already, is struggling for the first time in this game in a big spot. Ground ball, base hit left field. It's a 5-3 game. Cole Garrow and Keene has broken this. They're on the board. Now they're only down by 2.
Now we need a mound visit.
Yeah, you need to slow this game down.
Probably need a mound visit. Have him relax a little bit.
He's giving him the thumbs up. Corvos gave Alex the thumbs up from the dugout, or maybe it was the other way around. But some acknowledgement from the manager and the pitcher here as he starts to get into 2 of a jam. That's up and in. He's in a jam here, and he hasn't been doing this all game. I would slow the game down and, talk things out. But from the other hand, Alex gave him the thumbs up. I don't even think Alex wants a mound visit. He wants to be left alone up there, work through this himself. That's a great pitch. That's a great pitch. Now it's 1-1.
And sometimes pitchers don't want that. They make their own mistakes. They know the mistakes they made. They just kind of want to figure it out on their own.
Right.
Pitchers are kind of a weird athlete. Because they expect to be perfect, and when they're not perfect, it's kind of the end of the world.
Right. Here is Henry Hartwell. Yeah, you could see, different MLB pitchers freaking out after their outings. Like
college level, too.
Yeah, that happens.
Even high school, pitchers have
Alex slowly coming. Now, here's the pitch. It's going to miss. Throw
Oh,
down
good
to second.
throw.
Oh, Boylan couldn't make the catch. Joe's throw was on the money. I think the slide may have broken that up a little bit. That is a stolen base in a time where runners in scoring position are huge for post 4. They're only down by 2. They got 1 out and a duck on the pond. 2 balls, 1 strike here to Hartwell.
Not an illegal slide by any means either, though. Just good job breaking it up.
Good pitch, but it's ripped into right and down in front of Mendez for a base hit. The inning will continue. 1 out, runners on the corners. Alex in some trouble, choppy water here.
3 base hits in a row.
No mound visit. They're going to let him stay out there. No one in the bullpen. Oh, here comes Corvos. Timeout called, and now the manager will head to the mound for a mound visit.
Yeah, you kind of have to here. 3 base hits in a row, 3 runs scored, runners first and third, 1 out. Little bit of a tough situation here for Rodriguez, like you said, but he's kind of got to just trust himself, trust his defense.
I don't think they're going to take the ball from him.
No.
They're all right up on that mound.
Might have just put a first and third play on.
Maybe. Yeah, could be. We'll see what happens. I mean, only 1 out. A ground ball. You got to think that runner's got to be going in this situation.
Yep.
You can't have a ground ball ruin the inning.
That runner will definitely be moving eventually. I don't know if it's going to quite be first pitch.
I actually wouldn't call that ruin the inning. I'd say end the inning because this inning has been super successful for a team that's done nothing offensively all day and finally broke it open when their new pitcher, Dylan DiPietro, led off the inning with a walk. I mean, we knew that would be costly. And
walk,
it's shown.
followed by 2 fielders' choices and 3 singles.
Runner takes off. Pitch is there. Uh-oh. Here's the play at third.
Nope.
Safe. They almost baited the runner at third into going as Joe fired the pitch. Joe fired the ball back to Alex. That was a great play.
Yeah, that was good. They really almost got the runner at third there. That was a good job.
That would have been disaster for Keene.
Yeah, Cole Guerrero was really kind of
0-1.
Scrambling
Wild
to get back
pitch.
there.
Play at the plate.
Safe.
Jeez. And this is a 1-run ball game.
Well,
that was a wild pitch. That's not on Joe Allard. But you blink, and now Sweeney had a 5-run lead heading into this inning. They've been playing the best baseball of their season, and now it's a 1-run game. And
baseball
the tying
game,
run is at third with 1 out.
Baseball games are never over until they are over.
Correct. You can't.
You're seeing that now.
We can't run the clock out in a baseball game.
Correct.
Pitch is inside. Getting a little jumpy is Henry Hartwell at third. Maybe you bumped him over, tie the game up.
Yeah, we got people going to the bullpen.
That's Vashon. He's going to warm up to come into this game. Alex just needs to get out of this inning. He's even looking at him going over to warm up. Like, all right, I got to get out of this inning, and then it's Isaac's turn. Put trust in your teammates.
They've really just figured him out here. It's not that he's been doing bad. They figured him out.
Well,
they
he's
figured out how to hit him.
lost his touch on his fastball. Like I said, this is very normal for him. This happened a lot during the Memorial season where you kind of leave him in a little too long. He loses his touch on his fastball, and it does that. It's hitting to left center field.
Man.
That's going to tie the baseball game up.
Oh.
Sloper takes a fall in center field but keeps the ball in front of him, and the runner will hold it first. And just like that, this game's tied.
4 singles in a row for post 4 Keene. My goodness.
He loses it. He loses his touch. He loses his spunk. He loses his confidence, too. And now he's buried so far in a hole, it's hard to dig out. There's only 1 out. The inning will continue. This is Zach Pease, who's had trouble out there in left field today. Sort of the main reason why they got their 5 runs.
Pease also led off the last inning. Put that in perspective.
Pease has no batting gloves on. Runner taking off for second. Pitch is high. Throw is not in time. Skips into center. He wants third. Sloper's coming up and gun, and he's got a good arm. He will not make the throw. And just like that, Sweeney is now on the cusp of now falling 6-5 to Keene in this inning.
Not too sure what to say now. This has just been a nightmare of an inning for Sweeney.
Well, just 1 out. The pitch was called a strike to Zach Pease. He's got a chance to give his team the lead here. You got to get Vashon moving
huge
quicker.
Spot. Yeah, he's got to be.
Vashon's got to come in with this game tied. So you really putting trust in Alex to just at least keep this game tied, not be losing when Isaac has to come in.
Good pitch there for strike 1.
Count is just 1-1. Correction, the pitch was not a strike. That's what the scoreboard had said.
Okay, well, that was a strike, but.
Ground ball. Boylan will make the play.
Nobody's over
Jaden
there.
is not there, and that will bring in the go-ahead run. That was a great stop by Boylan to keep it in the infield, but Alex has given up 6 runs this inning, and Sweeney has lost the lead. 6-5. Post number 4 is now on top.
Well, we've had 5 of 6 at-bats be singles for Sweeney, and now Keene's got 5 singles in a row.
That's a strike.
What in the world is going on? Yurgao gets on. We're going to bat around here.
1 out, Yurgao, yeah.
DiPietro's on deck.
He led this inning off with a walk. Alex staying in this game as Vashon gets more time to warm up. Runner takes off.
Why
Pitch
not
is
at
a
this
strike.
point? Yeah, why not?
No throw. He's got the base. You don't want to risk having it go into center field.
Why
Stolen
not just
base
take
turns
every
into
bag
it.
you
Yeah,
can?
exactly. They might try to take third here. Why not? Count is 0-2. Looking for the second out. He wanted it, didn't go get it.
Good job by Allard to hang on to that one, though.
1-2. Here's the pitch from Rodriguez. He comes set. Here it is. Got him swinging. Yurgau goes down with a cut and a miss.
We will bat around.
We will bat around. Yes, we will. This will be Cam Tinnan. He's back up again. He led this whole thing off with a walk, and we knew we were in for a tough inning. And just like that, Sweeney has blown it. It's 6-5 in favor of Keene when they were up 5-0.
And that's just crazy, honestly.
Pass ball. Here comes the runner to third. 90 feet closer to making it 7-5.
What do you think Sweeney's going to be thinking when they get back in the dugout after this inning?
I don't know how we just blew this, but now you got to go back again with the bats.
Now they got to.
They got to be productive and hard on DiPietro.
Got to manufacture a run. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, 6-5 and 7-5 are way different. They really have to make sure that this runner stays at third.
Especially at this point in the game, in the top of the sixth
Do you know
inning.
how much this helps DiPietro if he brings in this run here? He's going to swing and miss for strike 2. But if he brings this in for him, a 2-run lead in the bottom of the sixth, way different
Oh, absolutely.
than a 1-run lead. But they'll take the lead. He strikes out swinging.
Wow.
Sweeney gets out of the inning. Not the inning they wanted. Andrew, it's 6-5. Keene has come all the way back and will come back.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't go
we're
anywhere.
going to have a good finish.
Exactly. Stick around. All of a sudden now down 6-5. Sweeney will have the top of their lineup up to begin the bottom of the sixth inning. Andrew, that was not the inning they wanted. They blew a 5-0 lead.
It was not the inning that they wanted. They gave up 5 singles in a row, eventually got 2 strikeouts towards the end.
Evans hits this to center. And it will be 1 pitch and 1 out as DeBrisk will make the catch.
That would have dropped. That would have been awesome. But we were talking about last inning that 5-6 or 6-5 is way different than 7-5. And you had also mentioned when we were off the air that if Isaiah Solis did not get doubled up at second base, this game would be tied right now, which is obviously much different as well. So Sweeney just really has to kind of face the fact that they messed up. You know, you can't have that type of inning at any point, but they just got to face the fact, put their head down, and make up for it.
They got to grind through it.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
That one crushed.
That was hammered.
Foul.
And this one is going to go in the...
We got 1 out. This is Pierre Mendez in a 2-1 count.
Jeez, he hammered that.
They need him to come up clutch here. Foul that back. He missed it. And it's 2-2.
They just need people on in any way. You know, I was saying if that ball had dropped for Tim Evans, it would have been perfect. He probably could have taken a bag, get a runner in scoring position. Just get runners on any way you can.
Ball 3.
You especially do not want to go down looking. Cannot have any strikeouts looking here.
No. They haven't gone down looking at, I don't really think at all today. Here's the pitch. DiPietro to Mendez. Ground ball to third. Nice play by Yurgau. Cross the diamond. The pick will not be made. And Mendez will take first base.
As I said, anyway on, E5 will do the job.
The tying run is aboard for Isaiah Solis. And that is a good sounding sentence. Now, what would sound better is the tying run is in scoring position for Isaiah Solis. So you got to wonder if Mendez is on the move here.
We will see. I said that I would take the bag if I were him, but we will see what signs, if any, that Nick Corvos puts on here.
I'm going to give him my signs. This is my steal sign. There it is,
taking a look at him right now. He's not.
If Mendez somehow knows my signs for my 11U baseball team, then he'll be taking second base here on this pitch. No, he doesn't. That's a ball.
He did not get your
Lotus
sign.
Olisi, and he can't even see me from up here. And, you know, neither can the kids when they're looking at me when I'm giving signs, I guess. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch to Solis. This is Dylan DiPietro, who came in relief. Ground ball, third base side. Scoot by Yurgau. Out at second. Play at first. Gets away. And that will bring the tying run into scoring position with 2 outs. That's just how Sweeney's going to do it today.
Yep. So Pierre Mendez out at second. Solis safe at first on the fielder's choice and E4, I'll call it.
It's got to be. I mean, that was just not a good throw from Cole Garrow. So 2 outs. Jaden Rodriguez up with the tying run at second base now that Sweeney has blown a 5-0 lead. You didn't think they'd be in this spot.
Rodriguez 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs, a single, double, and a fly out. So a good game for him.
He's got 2 of the 5 runs, or the RBIs. He's got 2 of them. Of the 5 RBIs, he has 2 of them. That's what I was trying to say.
He has also come around to score.
Yes, the Corvallis waved him around by the misplay by Dabrowski. 2 outs. Big spot for Jaden. Tying run at second. Sweeney down 1. First pitch will miss. Maybe
High
you
and
think.
tight.
Do you think pinch runner here if Jaden gets on with 2 outs with Chris after him?
Probably. Now, he can re-enter, correct? Me and Kyle were struggling with this the other day.
High pop up. Shallow left.
Might be
Bertolami's
trouble, might be
calling
trouble.
it. It is caught. They catch the high pop up and breathe a breath fresh of air as Keene has gone through a whole inning. They take the lead and they hold on to it. We'll go to the 7th. Sweeney needs a clean inning from Isaac Vachon. He'll take over on the mound, and we'll be right back. Well, if Keene wants to extend their now 1-run lead, they're gonna have to do it now. It's the top of the 7th, and they will start with the top of their order here, Andrew, and Hayden Bertolami. Isaac Vachon, the new pitcher here for Sweeney. Boy, do they need a clean inning from this kid right here.
I was going to say they're going to have to face Isaac Vachon. Much different pitcher from Alex Rodriguez, who he had obviously a tough 6th inning, but he did have 8 strikeouts. Gave up 7 hits, all singles.
He was having such a good outing, too. Something that I was, ready to talk about as the best pitching performance I've seen here for Sweeney. And then he gives up 6 runs in the 6th inning.
You got to kind of wonder if he should have been taken out after the 5th and Vachon should have gone in the 6th. If it would have been a different game.
Man,
Can't spend your life wondering.
This is where they are now.
Oh, man.
Half swing from Bertolami goes back to the mound for Vachon. He'll make the play for out number 1.
Can't spend your life wondering about stuff that already happened. You kind of just got to live with what's happened.
Exactly. Well, they say that the hindsight is 20/20. You can always remember what happened in the past, but you can only control what happens right now. And that's got to be Isaac's mentality up there on the mound, as this will bring up Justin Borges with 1 out. I've done that as Matt Bertolami. I have waited to go up to hit. So excited. I want to go back up to bat. And something like that happens where I check swing and the ball goes 4 feet and the pitcher will get you out. That's the way baseball does.
Check swings suck.
That's what baseball does to you sometimes. 1 out. It's going to miss and goes off the glove of Allard.
Check swings are the worst part of this game because the pitch that you were checking your swing at probably wasn't a good one. And especially if you make contact with it, it's just defeating.
Check swing foul balls on a pitcher trying to defend, I'd say works. Ground ball. Isaiah's back at 3rd. He'll make the play.
Alex to short, Chris to 2nd.
Yep, and Isaac takes Boylan's spot in the lineup. Unless they put Boylan in the outfield. No, they didn't. 2 outs, and this has been efficient from Vachon. You'd think maybe, like you said, that we'd be in a different story here if he had gone in earlier. But they trusted their guy, and it didn't help him really. This is Sean Callahan, who's been hitting well. Callahan is.
You're right, 3 for 3, 3 singles, and a run scored as well as an RBI. So great game from him.
That one roped. Oh, a nice play by Chris Rodriguez.
Nice play.
He's got to make a highlight every day. Chris Rodriguez with a beautiful pick and the out at first to end what needed to be a clean inning for Sweeney. They've got a chance to crawl back from leading 5-0 now down 6-5 in the bottom of the 7th. Will they tie it and send it extras? Will they end up blowing a 5-0 lead and losing, or will they walk it off in dramatic fashion? Only time will tell. Stick around. Alex Rodriguez will lead off this inning in a big spot. Chris Rodriguez will lead off this inning in a big spot, and he is already down 0-1 in this count to Dylan DiPietro, looking to earn the win here for Keene. That one's grounded foul.
Just a little early.
Chris represents the tying run, and so does everybody else. They get up with nobody on base. Sweeney trails 6-5 here in this bottom of the 7th after once leading this game 5-0.
Wow,
That's going to skip.
Bounced.
Definitely a ball.
Yep. Bounced quite early there.
Count is 1-2. Here's the pitch. Up the middle. Going to be a tough play for Bertolome.
Oh,
Out at
throw.
first.
That was
A nice
cannon.
play from the post 4 shortstop. And now Sweeney is down to 2 more outs.
That was a cannon of a throw. Bertolome really had to hustle there to make that play, and he chucked it over to Sean Callahan for out number 1 in the bottom of the 7th inning.
1 out. Now this is Alex Rodriguez. With all the Rodriguez's on this team, I was bound to mix them
4
up
of them.
eventually.
2 of them with the same name.
Exactly. One of the other Alex isn't even playing, but we had a game where all 4 of them were playing.
Yeah, that was fun. Almost
1 ball.
half the lineup.
Yeah, seriously. Big swing and a miss for strike 1.
I'm not even going to say that this is a big spot because every at-bat is going to be a big spot in a 1-run game that you're losing.
Not the swing he wanted.
Yeah, he's got to keep his head on it. He's kind of just angry swinging here.
Yeah. DiPietro's 1-2 pitch with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th to Alex Rodriguez. Is swung on and missed.
Well, that's going to do a job.
He's going to be the tying run. Look at that.
Does a job.
Wait, did he do that on purpose?
I think maybe.
I don't know. That
Because-
seemed like that pitch was not even close.
No, it wasn't, and he left the box as soon as that bat went around. I think I don't know. He might have done that on purpose. I mean, it
Why not?
works.
1 out, runner on first. Who cares? Here's a big spot for Isaac Vachon, who's entered the game in Boylan's spot. He'll hit, and he'll ground this back to the pitcher. DiPietro on to second for 1. On to first, and this game is over. Post number 4 will come all the way back and win the game 6-5.
Well, wow. I mean, there's not really much to say at this point about this game. You know, Sweeney really dominated up until the 6th inning. Alex Rodriguez kind of lost his zip on his fastball, and Keene scored 6 runs in the top of the 6th through a walk, 2 fielders' choices, and 5 singles, followed by the 2 strikeouts.
Well, they aren't celebrating this yet.
They're not.
Umpires
no.
are still talking. I think they're arguing whether or not he should be awarded first base, although Corvos is talking with the post 4 manager.
Yep, we're not going to.
Are they going to protest
Oh,
this because
geez.
of the tag up? This should be 6-6. This should head to the next inning. I think there may be a scoring deliberation
I'm
here
not
because we're going to stay on the air here. This should be a 6-6 ball game. A runner tagged up and scored on a Chris Rodriguez sac fly. However, Isaiah Solis was doubled up after not tagging up, advancing from second to
I'm
third.
still wondering why that run
that
didn't
run
count.
should have counted. I don't know the official
Because
on that.
Solis got to the bag after Mendez scored. So that technically
This
shouldn't
could be what they're
have-
protesting. I mean, they're just going out. I think they're saying they have a 6-6
It's
ball game.
it's got to
here.
be tied, you know? I really
But
don't.
we've been calling this whole thing like it's 6-5. So if
have.
all along this has been a tie ball game and they really haven't blown it, then that would change the aspect of everything.
That
here.
it would.
We got some players sitting down nice and
Yeah,
patiently.
they don't know. We're going to get an answer here soon, but
I wish we
would,
had. Well, I don't know if we'll get an answer. Someone's just going to do something here because we can't really hear everything from down
It
there.
should be
now,
6-6.
Now's a great time to try to crank this up, see if we can hear anything.
I don't think we're going.
I don't think we're gonna. This is like the second time we tried this. It doesn't really work. They got to be like right under us. Well, this is a long deliberation period, but we don't know when the answer is going to happen, so it's hard to cut to break here. But Andrew, if this is really the end of this ball game, I mean, Sweeney, that's got to be their worst loss of the year on what felt like
Yep.
their best game of the year.
Yep.
I even said it. I even said this was their best game of the year, and all it takes is 1 inning.
I think it is going to end up being their worst loss of the year if it is, and if they are
What are they
really
talking about?
having a conference out here.
It's hard to not focus on what's going on out there because
Yeah, I want to talk as if this game is over, but I can't. I really want to know what these guys are talking about down there. These 3 umpires, Kevin Bolduc, Matt Casey, and Chris Davis, are trying to figure out. They're pointing to second base.
They're still actively pointing over that way. And I honestly want to know, are they talking about the double play or are they talking about the tag up that happened innings ago?
Can we get them a headset?
Mic him up like I was.
Honestly, I don't know, because can you protest something that happened innings ago?
Yeah, you can protest the outcome of the game. Because I think they're just deliberating on what to do because one team has one score and the other team has the other.
This is going to be interesting. I'm happy we're kind of staying on the air and like talking,
Yeah.
giving play-by-play on this.
If we were just sitting here waiting, and then, yeah, what would be the point of that?
Well, now we have...
They're going to call. They're going to call the district.
Really?
Yeah.
We do have an umpire leaving the stadium.
Yeah, he's going to go call. He made the call signal.
Okay, so...
I don't know what's happening. So here's what's going to happen.
Yep.
If we don't come back, then this game is over. And Sweeney has blown a 5-0 lead, and then it's going to be a 6-5 loss. If we come back, then this game heads to extra innings because something got overturned at the upper levels. People are still playing catch. We don't know what's happening. But what's going to happen is either this video is going to end and this is a loss for Sweeney, or this broadcast will end, or we'll come back. So
hopefully we're back.
We encourage you to stick around if this game comes back. If you're watching this on YouTube and the video's over, then, well, you know that the game's over. So if we come back, I hope to see you guys again. But this may be the toughest loss of the year for Sweeney.